a real-life scenario. Before leaving for office, he touches his parents' feet for blessings. The next thing he does is hugs them. After his dinner, he reads Mahabharat, Ramayana or Kabir shloks. The next thing he does is reads his novel on Kindle. So, how can you say that modernity has killed Indian traditions? Good morning to the reverend judges, respected teachers and my fellow participants. Today I, Harmanpreet Kaur, stands before you to speak against the topic Modernity possesses a threat to Indian traditions. Let me tell you all, the resilience of Hinduism is such that it allows an individual to follow his own way of living without losing his identity. Most of the present-day professionals and middle class are adept of being both modern and at the same time following traditions seamlessly. So, I would like to ask you, ma'am, according to you, what are traditions? Traditions are basically the things that were termed as modern sometime in the past. Just because these things have managed to survive the ravages of time, here they are with a different name. Traditions itself are both transient and dynamic. What looks like traditional today may have looked like modern to some earlier generations in an earlier era. What looks modern today will be a tradition for the coming generations. Traditions and modernity are both changing and cyclical. Modernity is about evolving. It is much higher concept than wearing skimpier clothes or debating over free access to alcohol. It is about changing the world we know for the better. There might be a huge debate between which is better, but then all revolutions need a debate to light the fire. Today, if India is trying to replicate the startup culture of America, it is the sign of nation moving towards the right direction, isn't it? Talking about modernity, have you all ever been to a wedding? Of course, you have. So in a wedding, even an engineer bride wears the most traditional outfit, performs all the rituals. You know why? Because deep down her mind, she believes that her wedding will have no meaning until she performs the actual Indian traditions. I think that modernity is not finishing traditions. It is rather evolving them. Like going to a temple has been replaced by getting stuff for waggish and less fortunate creatures. I believe that traditions define us, but modernity, it doesn't let our identity fade. Traditions are something that we inherit from our ancestors and pass it on to the next generations. Traditions help us recognize our roots and from where we belong. So, both of them are important and balancing between them is required. Come on, a scientist performs the traditional puja and then goes about to work on rockets. A doctor does the housewarming ceremony in the most traditional way. So I conclude by saying, modernity and traditions go hand in hand and not hands against hands. I hereby announce loud and clear that modernity possesses no threat. I repeat, no threat to Indian traditions. Thank you.